The ghost didn't know it was a ghost at first. Every night, Elias walked through the same hallway of the old boarding house, counting his steps so he wouldn't forget where his room was. The floorboards groaned beneath him, just as they always had. Doors stayed shut. The house slept, but sometimes he heard breathing behind him. When Elias turned, the hallway was empty. No mirror at the end, no shadows on walls, only cold air where his reflection should have been. One night, he noticed something new. The dust on the floor was untouched by his footsteps. Panic crept in. He ran to the staircase, gripping the banister. His hand passed through the wood. That was when he heard the breathing again, slow, terrified, human. At the end of the hallway stood a woman, clutching a lantern, staring straight through him. Her eyes were wide, fixed on the space where he stood. "Please," she whispered through the darkness. "Go away." Elias started to speak. No sound came out. Understanding settled like frost on his chest. He wasn't haunting the house, he was trapped in it. And every night he walked the hallway, listening to the living fear of the ghost he had become. The woods beyond my house were always quiet at night. Too quiet. One evening I heard footsteps crunching behind me as I walked the trail. I stopped. The footsteps stopped. I turned around. No one was there. I kept walking faster. So did the steps. Then I heard my own voice whisper, "Don't turn around." My phone buzzed in my pocket. A text from an unknown number read, "I can see you. You're almost at the trees. Don't move." I looked up. The trees ahead were swaying except one. Stood perfectly still. Suddenly the footsteps rushed towards me, and this whisper screamed, "I told you not to turn." I woke up in my bed, heart pounding, relieved. I laughed until I saw mud in my shoes and a new text glowing on my phone. He made it back this time. When Lucy checked into the old Pine Hollow Inn, she didn't expect much, just a quiet night's rest on her way through town. The clerk hesitated before handing her the key. "You sure you want room 313? He asked, eyes flickering. "It's the cheapest one," she shrugged. That night, the inn was nearly quiet, but around midnight, Lucy awoke to a whisper. Soft, barely audible. "Help me." She sat up, heart pounding. "Hello?" No answer. The whisper came again, nearer now, as if right by her ear. "Help me find it." Lucy turned on the lamp. The room looked normal. Old, dusty furniture, floral wallpaper peeling at the edges. Then she noticed the mirror above the dresser. It was fogged up. On the glass was a handprint. The whisper grew louder, desperate. She stepped toward the mirror, reaching out, and it shattered, revealing a hollow space beyond the wall. Inside was a small velvet pouch and a silver locket. As soon as she touched it, the whisper stopped, and the air grew still. The next morning, the clerk was pale when she returned the key. "You look like you've seen her." "Who?" Lucy asked. "The girl who died in 313. They say she lost something important and couldn't rest until it was found." Lucy looked down at the locket in her pocket. It was warm. She didn't say a word, and she never stayed at Redside Inns again.